can't spell success without you. PowerPlan Project presents Welcome to the Proper Weeks.
Week 1. Shock Week Part 1.
Well, hello there and welcome to Proper Week 1. And the concept of this week is very, very simple. We have now read the book, and by doing that we should have realised that this isn't a diet at all. In fact, what it is a lifestyle change. So we'd have read the book, would have looked at all 17 habits, and hopefully started to prepare a little bit of a strategy so we can move forward into week 1. One of the first things that we can do in the strategy, like I said in week 0, is plan our walking routes. It can be just around the block. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be a long way away. Literally just walking around the block on week 1 will do fine. So the second thing that we should have done is created a food diary, and it's just what you ate day by day, nothing to worry about it. Now comes the time really to do one of two things, or even both. One is to use something like Google or look at a supermarket and simply type in the foods that you've been eating. Have a look, see how much calories are in each of the foods, and then just simply add them up. Then you're going to get a rough idea of how much you're used to eating. The next thing, or an alternative thing, what we can do is look through the food. Now we know that healthier foods is fruit and veg. The really bad foods is processed food and ultra processed food. Some of the foods that are really, really good are actually home-cooked food. And if you look on nadiet.info, you will see back in the kitchen, and there's some ideas of cooking at home. It doesn't have to be a complete meal. That's designed really. You can look at each individual item and actually make something new, make something that's healthier. So go through the food list. So if you're having pie and chips, have a look at what the main food is. What's that treat? What's appealing in that food? If it's the pie, great. Do you really need the chips? Well, I love chips. Well, one thing what we don't need to do is be deprived on the plan. So if you half the amount of chips that you have, for example, put veg on instead. So you end up with chips, pie and veg. That's going to cut down the calories. So what we can do now is look through the diary and look at all the items that we've eaten each day, and have a look on a supermarket website, look up each item, and you'll find the amount of calories. Now the best thing to do is quite simply write down in each corner how much that came to, and then get a sum of calories for the day. And this is going to tell you over a 7-day period roughly how much you're eating. Now if you eat pretty consistently, it might be 2,500, 3,000 calories a day or more. And if you kind of binge eat one day and you eat little another day, then just simply balance it out. So add each day's figure together and divide it by 7, and that'll give you the average number of calories per day. The second part really is to look at each individual items, but the pie you couldn't do without. So we're going to keep the pie, and if you look on nadiet.info, click on downloads and click on brand versus brand, simply find pie. Looking down this list, look for your normal pie, say Hollands. Go back up the list and you'll see low calorie alternative, which is available from the supermarket. Buying this, you're going to save calories, therefore your weight will reduce, and that is doing absolutely nothing. Just switching brand, and if you buy that brand and you don't like it, you can always try and get another brand. Just go for the next one down until you do find the one that you like. And it's as simple as that. So you're still eating pie, still eating chips. Hopefully you'll have veg. It's healthier anyway, but it's going to start reducing those calories down, and that's going to start leading to weight loss, which is what these videos are simply all about. And if you look on nadiet.info, send that, and that'll take us back to the We Can't Spell Success Without You website. Click on downloads and then select goal list. And when you click on that, it will open another document. So what I want you to do is download this document, save it on your PC with all the other week 0 stuff, and think of why you want to use this plan. Why do you want to change your lifestyle? It could be that you've got a wedding next year, want to look your best. Put it down as a goal. It could be that you've got a birthday party coming up. It could be absolutely anything that you can think of where you just want to look your best. You want to look, healthy, great. You just want to be there, feel like the centre of attention rather than feeling the way you feel now, because we're looking at changing your lifestyle by reducing your weight. So the first thing, which is already marked, is reduce weight using this power plan. Put in there how much weight you want to reduce. Could be £2, could be £10, could be a stone or £14. That is up to you. But when would you like to achieve this? So put the date in when you want to achieve it, a realistic date. Follow this by, if we're getting married next year, write down wedding. What weight would you want to be? Or how much weight do you want to lose? And simply put on the date of the wedding. And keep going down the list with as many items that you can think of, putting in the dates and in the weights that you'd like to be. You could even put other short-term goals in, like you're a size 18 but you love to be a size 14. Write it down. So once you've got all these goals listed, just revisit the list and have a look for a main target. So for example, lose weight with this power plan. I'd like to lose £2 in a week. That'd be very nice. Could be a main target. That stands for how you feel. I want to go to the wedding next year and I want to lose 2 stone. That's a major event in your life. It's obviously a main target. Tick the main target box. And just put in as many short-term things that you can think of. And it's just a list that we can go back to when you're feeling a little bit down, or why am I doing this in the first place? Look at how much weight you've lost, and you will lose weight using this lifestyle. Look at how closer that you get to these goals that you want to achieve. And even once you've achieved it, tick it off. If you put on reduce weight using this power plan and you want to reduce £2, tick it off. You've achieved it. Maybe you can cross the £2 out and put £4 because you feel comfortable and you'd like to lose a little bit more. That's up to you. But start filling this list with short-term goals. So as I've said before, that this is not a diet, it's a fitness plan. Doing this just about the rest of your life. Therefore, it will accommodate for long-term goals. What you need to think of, think of your family history. Have you got heart disease in the history? Have you got cancer in the history? These things are a worry to us. I've done a video recently where I was contemplating doing these proper weeks, and like I say, I like the idea of being overweight. I've known a lot of people that died from cancer. First thing what happens is that the weight drops off them, leaves them almost defenceless. But equally, I've got people in the family with heart issues, and I'm actually on heart-type medication and statin-type medication. And what I've got to do is sit down and think, none of us live forever. Let's reduce weight now, because that's going to help the heart condition which we're currently being treated for. And when you've got that heart condition under control, then that's a major goal. So think about what your long-term goals are. Short-term goals are what you want to achieve. Long-term goals are simply what you want to avoid. Put it on the goal list. You can download the goal list, we've already looked at that. Or if you've got the book, just fill it in. Just, even have a glass of wine or something. Think of your heart of hearts and just write it down. This goal list throughout your life, you can refer back to it. You can see that you've achieved the short-term goals, and it's a good reminder of the long-term goals. And if you know that your resistance to cancer has improved by a blood test, if you know that your diabetes is now back to a normal level, and it was one of your goals not to be no longer diabetic, then that should be goal incentive enough to carry on with this plan forever. Simple as that. It's 17 habits, it's not difficult. So, what do we do next? Well, it is time to start week 1. And it all begins by going onto the good old-fashioned scales. So last week we had a spreadsheet that we typed in our week 0 weight, which was £268. Now it's time to trundle off and go and weigh yourself at the same time as you did last week, on the same day, and wearing the same clothes. And what we want you to do is, once you've weighed yourself, come back here and either put in the pounds or the kilograms or the stone and pounds. By weighing myself, I am now 19 stone and 4 pounds. Now that's the week 1 start weight, so we'll pop that in there. So we zoom in a little bit. And what it's telling us is that with week 1, you're 270 pounds, which is 19 stone 4. Your target weight is 268, and we have got to do 10,000 steps. Don't panic over the 10,000 steps. In week 0, you've been planning routes, you've been practicing these routes. If you're going round the block, it just means going round the block a little bit more. You've got your pedometer or your phone, which is monitoring how many steps you do. Now you can do this first thing in the morning, have a couple of walks around the block, have something to eat, go for another little block walk. Just keep your eye on the pedometer, make sure that you can complete the 10,000 steps each and every day for the next 7 days. You might find it hard at first, but keep going, it will become easier, and just keep going around the block. What you find is that most people say keep constantly going around the block becomes really boring and it's terrible to do. What I found is that you get to a position where automatic pilot comes on and you just kind of wander off as you're walking around this block, and you achieve it pretty quickly. But what we have to do now is revisit the BMI spreadsheet. Now we should also have this saved from last week. What I need to do now is put in the 19 stone 4, which is 270 pounds. And that tells me now that we have 1,816 calories each day allowed to eat whatever we want. Not forgetting it's not a diet, so we're not restricted on food. We're just restricted on the number of calories that we eat each day. Simple as that. It's a good old-fashioned way of doing things. So now what we need to do is once again revisit the website and go to the food planner. Now what I've done is created a new one, which is my daily food and exercise planner. We click on that. This is just an easier format of entering information. So what we're going to do, it starts off at week 1, you put your date in, number of calories that you want, what your target is. Your start weight, the end weight would be a mystery and number of steps. And this is quite a nice little handy format now, so it's saying is that it's 270 pounds at the start of the week. We're in week 1, the target calories 816, make a note of that, don't forget it. And the target number of steps is 10,000. A lot of times around the block, will it be worth it? We'll soon find out. So as we go through the week now, the only thing we have to do is log the food day by day, using either a app where you can type the food in, or what I'm going to do is continue using MyFitnessPal. You've got the barcode scanner, which seems to be really handy. Try and make this as simple as possible. And once again, hopefully you've been practicing those techniques on week 0. So off we go. So the big question is, what did we eat? So what I'm going to do is go through what I ate. Unlike the naughty weeks, where I listed the items, we're going to show the items so you get a rough idea of the quantity and the type of food. So on Monday for breakfast, fruit and fibre. Then for dinner, 2 poached eggs with a tin of tomatoes and 2 toast. Then in the afternoon I felt a little bit hungry, as I would do, so I had meat and veg soup. Very nice, like a chunky veg type soup, it's very good. Then for the evening meal we had 2 chicken legs with mash and gravy. So once again the mash is kind of replacing chips. If you're into the KFC side of things, it's a little bit healthier. Now what I want to do with all of this is include gin and tonic as an evening drink, just as a point that you can do this with alcohol. You don't have to ditch alcohol either. So you're not ditching your foods and you're not ditching your favourite tipple at night. And that came in at 1,512 calories. Tuesday for breakfast, it was muffin with scrambled egg, which was really nice. I think, it's week one, you've got black bread hanging around the house, so it's nice to get rid of it. Then for dinner, it's pork loin with sprouts and onion gravy. Once again, the pork loin was absolutely delicious. That was my main food, but the sprouts was kind of a filler. In the afternoon, a cup of mulligatawny soup, instant powdered soup, very low in calorie, very nice, very spicy. Then for the evening meal, it was just a salad consisting of lettuce, tomatoes, cottage cheese, cucumber, a little bit of lemon juice in there. So just a nice salad. But what I found interesting in this salad is that when I weighed it, actually came to 1.5 kilograms or 1,500 grams. So it was a massive thing, and I probably have a fear that I'm going to get hungry at night at this point. So, it's kind of a food challenge. Gin and tonic, coming to 1,335 calories, so quite low on that day considering the target. Wednesday, I had mushroom omelette using 2 eggs with another tin of tomatoes. For dinner, steak and cheese with jacket spud. Now, if you watch my jacket spud video, you can make these things in less than half an hour. Really healthy, really nice, really convenient, super quick food now because you can make them so quickly. However, in the afternoon, I was feeling a bit pecky, so I had 2 lots of skips. Kind of went out shopping and thought, well, skips are good because they're about 70 to 80 calories per packet. So I bought a nice big bag just to munch on, and then I realised when I emptied them, there's about 30 packets there. So that's going to be my filler snack for the afternoon if I want it. And then stuffed pork and cheese peppers. So this is getting a bell pepper, stuffing it literally with pork, having a little bit of cheese on the top. And what I decided to do is have gin and tonic today, but I also had a leftover bottle of extra dry. I had a bit of that as well, and that took the calories up to 1,580. Thursday, I've come across this little thing called skinny marmalade. So it's part of the products. We do promote it now and again on the website. So 2 toasts with skinny marmalade. Very nice. If you've not tried that stuff, give it a go. It is worth giving. It's nice. Potato pie, sprouts and gravy. So once again, we're having a pie, but no chips. Substitute the chips for sprouts. You're actually quite partial to sprouts. And it's a great idea to find a veg that you like, so you can use it as a filler in these ways. In the afternoon, 1 packet of skips, so obviously I'm becoming less hungry. And then in the evening, just a ready-made meal of liver bacon, mash, ketchup. Very nice, very healthy, very low in calories. Not everybody's taste. My daughter's ate liver. I absolutely adore it. And then after that dinner, I was kind of thinking, well, I've not had much fruit, so I'll have a banana. And then in the evening, finish off the extra dry and have a gin and tonic. And on that day, that came to 1,760 calories. Friday, love that skinny marmalade. So here we go again, skinny marmalade with toast. For dinner, jacket spud with cottage cheese and salad. So this time we're using the salad as the filler. Very nice, looks really healthy. No afternoon snack, that seemed to do the trick that day. And then in the evening, just made a chicken stir fry with the extra veg. The veg is really low in calories, so if you have extra veg, especially at night, you're just going to make sure that you're filled up quite nicely. And the thing about chicken stir fry is that if you use the sachets that you get from the supermarket, they can be quite calorific, especially the red dragon or the blue dragon ones. So anything what I've done with this is just used a not so cube, a chicken one, put a bit of water in the bottom, and that's created a lovely sauce. And we're going to finish off with a gin and tonic. Now that was quite a lot of food, and that came to 1,817 calories, which is interesting. That is technically 1 calorie over the daily limit, but it's 1 calorie. So hopefully, you can let me off for that one. Saturday, we're just loving this skinny marmalade. And in week 1, the plan says avoid bread, but in week 1, it's shot week, so, you'll get away with it. Don't do it intentionally, but you will get away with it. Then for dinner, we went for a traditional breakfast, so it was egg, sausage, toast, tomatoes, mushrooms. Very, very nice. In the afternoon, 1 packet of skips. In the evening, pork loin with mash and sprouts again, which the pork loin was absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice. And the mash and the sprouts are just really fillers rather than chips. And then finished that day off with gin and tonic, which was 1,526 calories. And then on the final day, Sunday, scrambled egg with homemade toast and tomatoes. So at this point, I think we've got a little bit conscious that we're buying processed bread, making your own's healthier. It's smaller, it fills you up for a lot longer. So it's a good alternative than buying the bread. Dinner, I didn't feel particularly hungry, so I just had a packet of veggie straws. Meant to be good for you, hopefully it will be. And then in the evening meal, it was burger, cheese with veg and gravy. So a very nice meal, not diety at all. And then finished off with red wine and the gin and tonic. Now that came to 1,681 calories. So coming back to our food diary, which is now completed, we've listed all the foods and now we know how many calories was used each day. It's worth mentioning at this moment in time, if you've got the book, that liver tonic was used each night just before bed to help to restore and clean the liver, which will also help with weight loss. Now this is short week, so looking at this, looking at the number of steps, the target was 10,000, so Monday it was 10,003, Tuesday it was 10,019, just a little bit under on Wednesday, but kind of made up on Thursday where it was 10,851. Friday was 10,081 steps, Saturday was 10,177, and Sunday, which was 12,953. So looking at that, we have slightly failed there, because we went 1 calorie over, and we didn't quite get the step target in there, which was a little bit of a shame. So close, but you know, they're just marginal errors. It's if you hadn't bothered, or was like 3,000 calories over, it'd be really concerning. And this is short week, we've kind of gone from a lock-in. So the previous week to this, we was allowed out for 1 exercise session a day, which for me was probably about 2 laps around the block, and it had been like that for 2 months. At least now we can go out multiple times in a day, and that's the reason why we achieved the 10,000 steps, just simply because of the lock-in change of rule regarding exercise, which has made this possible. So once again, just to summarise it for the video, this was week 1. We had 1,816 calories as a target, failed that on Friday by 1 calorie, and we had 10,000 steps, and we failed that just by about just over 800 steps on Wednesday. So generally speaking, not a bad week. So I would say that wasn't a bad week at all, and I'm quite pleased that I managed to get the 10,000 steps in every day, and a little bit disappointed that I missed that by 1 calorie. But that's not going to break the bank. It's that's fine. But it's like anything else. This is week 1. We already know that our target is 2 pound weight loss this week. So what we have to do now is jump on the scales and see what the damage is. Now know that the new weight is 18 stone 12. So going back to our 2 pound line, we can pop that as the start weight of week 2. As 18 stone 12 comes to 264 pounds in weight. And there we go. So that is a weight loss of 6 pounds. Now that 6 pound weight loss isn't that bad considering all the food that I've had. That's a pretty good start. And finally, nipping back to the 2 pound line, we see a generated graph. Now the blue is our current weight, and the line going across is the target. That's a 2 pound target. And what we can see there clearly is that we are under that target. So that was an extremely successful week 1. You know, I have no complaints with that. And because everything's been recorded, I've actually got the diet sheet, or the amount of food that I've eaten every single week as a record. And I felt later on that I'm struggling, what I could do is simply repeat that week, because I've got a full record of it, which is a wonderful thing. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'm just going to record my afterthoughts to this week, but we look forward to looking at week 2, see if I'm going to make any mistakes. I probably will. So I plan to run this for the initial 6 weeks as we did with the naughty weeks. If you not watched that video, it's available on YouTube. But, you know, that was a very, very, very good week 1. So reflecting back on week 1, how do I feel? I was a little bit niffed off that I hadn't done the steps on the Tuesday. Oh no, sorry, this was Wednesday. And that was simply because we've been used now to lazing around for about 8 weeks, not really doing much while we've had COVID. And I was just tired. And I remember it well, I just sat there Tuesday night. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and I thought, well, if I get one more lap of the block in, that's it, that's done, I've got my 10,000 steps. And I decided just to have a 2-minute lie down, just watching something, and the next thing I know, it had gone 12. It weren't an intentional not hit the 10,000 steps, it was just simply, I was just tired. We suddenly hit 10,000 steps on day 1, and day 2, it was like, I fell asleep. The liver tonic was great, you know, it's this capsule format. If you've got the book, it tells you where to get all the ingredients from anyway. It's 100% natural, but we are hoping is that by the time this video comes out, that liver tonic's available, even if it's only available on eBay. So that was good. The stomach tonic I didn't use every day. Now I do remember Monday feeling really hungry in the evening. Now don't forget, we've been in a position where we've had limited exercise, and in the evening we've got the worry about COVID, the worry about working from home, and a complete brand new way of life. So it's not surprising that you eat the crisps, you eat the biscuits, you eat the wine, you eat any sort of comfort that you can get. So on Monday, coming out of that, and in effect going, I've hit my target calories, I am absolutely starving. What do I have food wise? Now looking back, this is an ideal situation to bring in stomach tonic, which I didn't use at all in week 1, and that suppresses the appetite. Instead, what I decided to do was just drink water, because equally, with doing so many steps, if you're feeling thirsty to the point of dehydration, that can be misinterpreted as actually you're hungry. You're hungry. So what I did was use water. It kind of subsided that, oh, I really, really am starving. And for the rest of the week I was fine. That was the only day when I really felt hungry. Probably more dehydrated, but it would have been better to get the stomach tonic in as recommended. However, you know, it was a 6-pound weight loss. That for me, I cannot complain at all. It's pretty good. It gives me more confidence this week because using the MyFitnessPal app, I'm still a little bit sceptical if that works or if it's accurate, but it seemed to have done the trick, because just about everything that I had in this week was done via MyFitnessPal. So I'd have to conclude it was a great week. Not been to a gym, walking around is far easier than, you know, doing expensive exercise, as I go on about in the book. Equally, I haven't really been hungry apart from that Monday. So I would say a very, very good week. So thank you for watching, and roll on week 2. Let's see what happens there. It'll be out next week, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking at the week 1 diary, you can tell that's kind of a little bit, you know, I'm not going to eat that much at the start of the week, and the calories seem to increase gradually. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in week 2. Will I find it hard to keep at that level, or will it be a case of I mess it up? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and keep safe, and we will see you soon.
If you haven't enjoyed this video, then please provide your support by liking this video and subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you are watching on Facebook, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thank you for viewing.